with another video. So I've been using these lives to really let my thoughts on the world and things of that nature come out. And a few things I noticed today, mind you, it's Saturday. Saturday night, out here in the streets picking up food for the family. And I was like, yo, I was reading an Instagram post about how Snoop made a song with Eminem and new Eminem song, him, Eminem, and 50 Cent, right? And it's for the streets. It's a real song for the streets. What does that even mean, my nigga? Like, what does that even mean? You are in your 50s at least, right? Or 50s, because you weren't that much older when you weren't as young as me when you came out, right? When Snoop came out, he was probably deep in his 20s, right? Or even, I'm not even 100% sure. But what I do know is this. Let's talk about what I do know. What I do know is that you're no longer from the streets. Eminem is no longer from the streets. 50 Cent is no longer from the streets. Okay, yes, that's where you mother effers started. Yes, that's what when you guys started, you started out, you were for the streets. You was from the streets. You was that, you were gangsters, you were thugs, you were, you was on y'all shit. Right? Hood niggas. For the most part, right? Doing hood shit. And had a talent for rap. And came out and made some money. But that gets me to my point. You made a whole shish of money, right? Whole bunch of money. And then now you still talking about the streets? All these, publication, all these different things you done did for the kids, and all the help you provided people, and all the businesses you guys built, and all the investments you guys got. Why are we still making money for the streets? Why are we still making money for the streets? Making music for the streets. Why are we still making music for the streets? That don't even make sense to me. That does not make sense at all, man. Why in the world? Why in the world? Why? 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 Why are we still making music for the streets? That makes no sense to me. I know it doesn't make sense to you. People, listen, bro. You guys are millionaires. You guys are millionaires. There's no reason for y'all to be making music for the streets. You should be making music to uplift the streets, teach the streets, explain some new shit to the streets, help build a different mind frame for the youth, for the people that look up to you guys. Because it might not even be youth no more, because you guys ain't that young. You dig? You guys are not that young. So why would it not be where you start really teaching people something? It doesn't make sense, man. How are you a rapper at this age, been in the game for years and years, and y'all millionaires, and you got all the success, all this financial success, and you still making music for the streets? For the streets. Maybe for the club. Right, a banger for the club. That's cool. But music for the streets, I don't know. He might not even mean it the way I'm thinking he mean it, but I feel like he does mean it that way. I feel like he means, for real, that gritty, grimy, talk about, just talking about what's going on in the streets. Because you can't talk about you doing anything in the streets, right? Because you guys are not in the streets anymore. But you can talk about what's going on in the streets, right? That's cool. Not really though. Not really though. It'd be cooler if you try to figure out a way to uplift the people that's in the streets. Figure out how to make people feel better and make something out of themselves instead of listening to y'all rhetoric about what's going on in the streets. Like, you're just perpetuating the problem. You just keep the problem, just keep going and going and going and going and going. Because rappers and music just repeatedly perpetuate the violence, the drugs, the loose women, the bad habits. At all costs, we just perpetuate it. We just keep reliving it. You know it's the law of attraction, right? If you keep reliving the same reality, then you'll never get nothing but that reality. You have to stop reliving it. So that's why I stopped listening to music so much. Because I was just reliving the problems we went through when we were young. The grimy days, the stressful times, the you know, the bad times. And some of it's good times, you know, some of it is fun. But we still reliving the hood antics. We still reliving all that hood politics. We still reliving the gang mentality. We still reliving all that bad energy. And we just perpetuating that in our lives. Because in our music, we just keep, it's like a trance. We just keep putting ourselves in a trance. Instead of breaking that trance. Instead of breaking that mental lock on thinking, shooting people that look like us, killing people that look like us, selling drugs, being promiscuous, all that stuff is the right way to live. And it's not. It's not, in my opinion. Call me square if you want. But we're back to square one now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop perpetuating stop listening to music that will continually build this trigger in your subconscious, and then you just keep either thinking it's okay or making it okay by doing it. That's my spew, man. These rappers are getting on my nerves. Like, bro, if you making that money, you building those businesses, you got all this money, stop feeding that bullshit to the youth. It's that simple. Till next time, well builders. Peace.